welcome to Hills Homestead Queen. I'm Tash. So I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted to try and make your own butter chicken but just felt way intimidated? You know, by how, I don't know, the process and the herbs and all this sort of stuff? Well, that's how I felt. So today we're going to trial and error and try and make a version today. So come join me in my kitchen as we fumble our way together and learn how to make butter chicken from almost scratch. Cheers! So our first step today that we're going to do is that we actually need to make the marinade, and we're going to want the chicken to sit in this marinade for 3 hours. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, I'm so using, just to credit where credit's due, a recipe from RecipeTin.com. I love her stuff. We're going to go with the recipe, but I don't know, sometimes I like to just do a little off the cuff as well. So first part of the base, we're going to be using Greek yogurt. So I just have a store-bought Greek yogurt, yes. Now, funny enough, it's typically speaking, I actually normally make my own Greek yogurt, and we'll do a series, and I just do it in an Instapot and it's really easy, but we'll do a video about that later. But we've just moved, so you know, things are a bit hectic at the moment. So we just want this to be nice, quick and easy. So easy enough, plain Greek yogurt. As you can see, I went generous there because this recipe calls for about 750 grams of chicken, but I'm going to be using, I believe, 1 kilo. So I'm just going to go just a little extra, right? It didn't hurt anyone. Straight in the bowl, boom. Easy peasy. All right, so then we're also going to have, we are going to juice a lemon. And it's just asking for 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So, but I will use fresh lemon because I just bought it the other day. So how fabulous. All right, so as we said, just lemon juice. The recipe itself calls for 1 tablespoon, but I'm just going to juice through my hands. I'm just doing the wedge. Nice and rough, it doesn't matter. Not perfect. We're striving for progress, not perfection. We are going to do 1 tablespoon turmeric powder. Ooh. This one I am sort of measuring out because, I don't know. Sometimes when you're using powders and stuff, it's hard to tell how much you're actually using. And yes, I'm being rough, and yes, it's spilling over the side, but that's okay. Oh, and then when I realised it's 1 teaspoon, I'm not 1 tablespoon like everything plain. Oopsies. So almost a mishap with the turmeric, see? I told you, we are literally learning this together in the moment. All right, and I've totally lost my recipe. Here we go. 2 teaspoons of garam masala. I don't know, is that how you say it? I don't know. 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons. We'll get the teaspoon one out. Again, she's a bit rough. She's all good. Alright, chili pepper or cayenne pepper. This is only going to be a little bit. It says 1/2 teaspoon, but seriously, if you've got children, just err on the side of caution, alright? Trust me on that one. Mine's getting better with spice, so we are working on that with him. So he's getting, so we've got 1 teaspoon of cumin. 1 teaspoon of cumin. Beautiful. And then ginger, freshly grated. And I'm actually freshly grating ginger. What the? How amazing. Again, this is not too much. This is just a teaspoon. So I won't need to use this whole little nubby bit. You won't need to use it at all. Oh, I'm excited. Oh dear. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See? And then we're saying 2 cloves of garlic. So for me, that's going to be 1, 2, maybe a little more, because I love garlic and everything, and I over garlic everything. So There we go. And that's actually it for this, right? So here's the fork from before, so I'm just going to mix it up. And this is just what we're going to marinate the chicken in as our base. And that's going to marinate, as I said, 3 hours, all right?
My aim today is just to show you, you know, like I said, I'm fumbling my way through this with a recipe that I found on the internet just to give it a go, right? Because I just wanted to try it, and it's something that I've always bought, you know, pre-packaged, ready to go. And that's my aim today, is just to show you, you know, like we're just going to fumble through it together. And if I can make it work, so you can probably make it work as well. So hopefully it might inspire you to give it a try, or I don't know, we might get to the end and it might take you know, out of crap. So I guess we're just in it together and we're going to find out how it goes.
All right, welcome back. Now, the magic of video editing, as they say, and, you know, as they say, here's what I prepared earlier. Now, of course, by this point, it is 3 hours later, so that is marinated in the fridge for 3 hours. I'm also now a couple of drinks deep, so, you know, excuse me on that section there. So our next step though is now we're going to cook the chicken. That is like literally our next step. So bear with me as we go through this. So we want pan on high heat. All right, so on a high heat. So the recipe tells me. We want, now what we're suggesting to use is either butter, ghee probably would have been perfect, but I don't have any, or you could use a seed oil, but I am very with seed oils other than cold pressed olive oil, so no seed oils here for us. So I'm just going to go straight in with the butter. It's like 2 tablespoons. What do we reckon? It's about 1. As I said, these sort of parts here, I just wing them, right? Just wing it. It's butter for frying. How can I go wrong, right? Trust the process. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for that to get hot, and then we're going to start cooking. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add chicken to the pan. All right, now what we're going to do, we're not going to just pour it all in there, because you don't want, we're going to use that for the sauce afterwards. So what we're going to do is grab the chicken, a little like so. We're not going to wipe it off or anything like that, and then we're just going to pop it in. Cook. Nice and simple. So I'm getting 4 people with this, 4 people. So that's why I did a kilo of chicken. So I'm hoping to potentially get some leftovers as well, would be absolutely perfect. So I can have it for lunch one day at work, so I don't have to worry about lunch, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm just turning it, right? So it's all in the pan. As you can see, this is everything that's left over in there. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And then here, I'm just going to turn it on. We're just looking for a little bit of colour. It's not going to go brown because it's got, you know, it's a yogurt sort of marinade, right? So once it's got a bit of colour, just turning it over, and we're just pre-cooking at this sort of point as well, right? Because it's not until we then mix up the sauce to go in here completely that it becomes a full butter chicken, and then that will then cook more, right? So this is just a little pre-cook, all right? The smell is actually incredible right now. I wish that we sort of had some smell-o-vision happening here. It's looking, I don't know, it looks good, but sometimes I always see this part and I always freak out, like, is that right? But we're just going to trust the process through the end. That's what I've learned. So now we're going to turn it down because we want it to actually go to a simmer. I do always need to check it's hot, like, because sometimes it just turns out way down and I have no idea what's going on. And now we're going to make the sauce. So we have our bowl that has all the leftover yogurt in there, so we're going to keep that as is. And then it is simply some fresh cream. Heavy cream for the Americans, thickened cream for the Australians, 1 cup. And I'll be quite generous, as I said, and I'll make it a little more because, as I said, more chicken, we need a little bit more marinade. I'm making messy everywhere, and that's half the fun really. Then we have passata. All right. Now this one is a rustica, so it's probably not as smooth as it should be, but you know, YOLO, whatever. Again, it's always about progress, not perfection. Again, oh, 1 cup and a little extra, as you can see. Beautiful. And then also want 1 tablespoon, say duck away to get a spoon, of sugar. And then we're going to do salt as well, which is 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Again, here. Alright, now we're going to stir it up. So as you can see, it's just taking the form, it's taking all the yogurt in there. Nice and easy, yeah? Alright, so next step from here is to add this to the chicken, just as it is. Right, now I'm just going to stir this all in just so that it's all mixed in together. My first thoughts on it at the moment is, you know, like when you go and you get butter chicken and it looks really red and creamy, this is probably looking a little pale, but again, I'm going to trust the process. Now, what it also wants me to do is to taste test it to make sure for the salt factor, okay? It's really nice, but it does need a little more salt. Oh, it's got a slight little kick to it as well. I like it. A little taste test. Clean spoon. Oh, that is delicious. That is amazing, and that's a perfect amount of salt. So good. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to simmer this on a low heat, and yes, I'm going to make sure my pan is still on. New oven, still getting used to it. 20 minutes, all right? 20 minutes. Beautiful. Amazing. I'm so excited. Alright, but we do need to give it a little taste test, don't we? Alright, just trying to find a nice little bit. A little bit of rice. Alright, which is like. Oh my god, that is incredible. So there you have it. Butter chicken. If I can do it, you can do it. I can't wait to have so many more cooking adventures with you. Thanks for joining me today, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. See ya! Alright. Hey! Bodie!
DX!
Can you smell it? Smell it.
What did you do?